What is good, YouTube skate fam? Back at you with another episode. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about tire or wheel rotation. So what happens for me is because of carving, I ride a lot of transition. Because of carving, on the front set of wheels, the outsides start to cone. So you can kind of see how this is a brighter orange, and then where the wheel kind of gets dirty just from skating in the park. Same here, a brighter orange on the edge, and then the wheel gets dirty from skating. When you look at the back wheels, they don't have that cone. They're actually just, they have a contact patch back here, which is what I want. So the way to make your wheels last longer is to rotate them. Now, some people get really scientific with this. I personally don't. I'll pop up a chart. I'll stop the video and pop up a chart for you to see proper wheel rotation. Now, I am not a big gear guy, but I do like to get the most out of my wheels, and I actually love these wheels. These are Slime Balls 97As. They're sticky, they slide as well. I love the white contact patch. It's one of my favorite wheels to ride. I've been riding this set for 2 years. So they used to be 60s. Now I'm guessing they're 58 or under, somewhere between 56, but between 56 and 58. But what I want to do is make sure that I get the most life out of these wheels. When I see them start to cone, what I do is I will take the wheels from the back and rotate them to the front. Now these are not center set wheels, meaning, you know, the center of the wheel is not actually, or where the bearings meet and the bolt goes through it, it's not symmetrical. So in other words, it cones in much more here than it does here on this side. So if it were center set, you can even get way more life out of the wheels, but since these aren't, I'll do the best I can. Basically what I do is I look at the wheel that has the most coning. It's usually the lead foot toe front wheel, so this one here, because I'm regular, usually has the most coning, and I'll take the wheel that has the least amount of coning and I'll rotate it. So I'll put this one here, or this one here, this one here. I swap them out. They're both coning because I've been doing a lot of front side as well. So what I'm gonna do is, the backs kind of look equal. This one maybe has a little more coning to it. So I'm actually just gonna take this, rotate it up, take this wheel, rotate it back here. I'm gonna take this wheel, which has the least coning, and this wheel that has the most, and rotate those. And then after one session, they're kind of going to be evened out again, and I'll ride it like that for a while until I notice the coning becomes more and more apparent, and then I'll do this process again. So let's take one of the wheels off, remove it. My goal is here. This goes here, and these two are going to swap out as well. All right, let's do it. All right, so all you need to do this is a skate tool, skateboard, some type of table. It's a basic tool. So you probably all have this. If not, get yourself a skate tool. It's really good for tightening up screws and doing exactly what I'm doing here, making sure you don't have too much play in the wheels, as well as doing some regular rotation. All right, here we go. So what I'm gonna do is take the end that fits in this nut, put it over, unscrew it, make sure that when I take it off, I am going to keep the washers. So that washer's gonna stay there. This washer stayed on, so I'm good there. And then what I'm gonna do is go to the back wheel. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Take this back wheel, kind of unscrew it. There's one more thing I like to do, or I like to talk about, is play in the wheels once I have them out. So that washer stayed here and this washer stayed on. I'm simply gonna put this one on right here. The washer's still there. I'm actually gonna keep this bolt, this nut on the same bolt that it came off of. Put that on kind of finger tight. Make sure this washer's here, stays on the end, because you have a washer, and maybe I'll show you better. Maybe I'll show you a better view with the other side. But you have a washer on both sides. So then, once you have it finger tight, you're good to go. You know that these are in the right place. We'll worry about tightening them the proper amount and getting the right amount of play next. But let's flip the board over and get the other sides done. So what I'm gonna do on this one is actually show you when I take this one off. I'm actually gonna show you. I'm gonna try to show you. So here is my nut. And what I'm gonna show you here is the washer. So in the wheel, on the top of the bearing, now we're not oiling bearings or cleaning bearings today, but what you have is a tiny little washer here. That goes on the outside, as well as there's one that sits right here on the inside. So that helps the bearing sit properly. It also protects against wear and tear. So what you want to make sure is that when you switch the wheels like that, you also bring along their washers, and you want to make sure that the washer here on the inside doesn't get stuck to the bearing when you pull it out, and then you end up putting like 2 washers on one wheel, and then one wheel has none. So just be careful with that and you'll be good to go. So I'm lifting up. This washer stayed down. This washer's here. I got a washer on the outside. I'm just gonna bring it to the top, and I'm gonna place this one on. I'm making sure to keep this nut goes back on the same bolt. And I mean, this is not really a technical thing. You can switch them around. It's the same size bolt, so it's not really gonna matter there. So what I'm gonna do is get them finger tight here. Just kind of get the thread started. And now we're gonna talk about play. So play has to do with how much are you gonna let these wheels kind of play in between the truck and the nut. What I like to do is tighten down, not hard. I never tighten these down hard at all. So I tighten to where there's barely any play at all. So almost none. And I'm just doing like a quarter turn. Actually, this one's perfect. Barely any play. You can see it spinning freely. I'm doing the same thing with this side. So I still have way too much play there. You see, hear the play here? That's too much play. Some play is fine. You don't want it to be too tight. You don't want it to be too loose either, or you can damage your bearings, especially if you're doing any type of power sliding, which I actually like to do, or power spins on transition. So there we go. And I didn't even oil these. They're just really good bearings and spinning. These are reds. So there we go. Play's good. I am gonna flip it over, and we're gonna get the play right on this side, and then we will be done. So I've got the play where I want it here. And again, I just go quarter to eight turns at a time. 1/8, 1/6, 1/4 is really not a science to it. But once I like that play, I'll stop. And get last wheel here done, tighten it up, still too much play. And a tip that one of my friends gave me, I'm not a gear guy, but he is. He said, you know what I like to do is, he said, I kind of tighten it up too much deliberately, and then he'll come back and do like that 1/6, 1/8, 1/4 quarter turn to get the play level that he likes. So there's a way to do it too. You can slowly ease into it, or you can go too much, just not too hard. You don't want to damage your bearing, and then you can always back off. But here we have the skateboard has been, all the wheels have been rotated. Again, we didn't do anything with the bearings today. As you can see, these still have really good spin. I love these wheels. Again, they're the Slime Balls 97A. I've rode harder, I've rode softer. These are kind of, I don't know, they have a good lifespan on them. Like I say, they started as 60s. They're probably 56 to 58s, but they're doing really good. I skate mostly transition, but I do power spin a ton. Front side, back side. So, and I'm doing a lot of carving because I skate transition, as you guys know if you watch the channel. All right, that is how I extend the life of my wheels through regular rotation. And when I say regular, I don't mean like every session. I mean when I can visibly see a cone, and then I probably still, from then, I will wait anywhere from, I don't know, 4 to 6 or longer sessions later, and finally I do it. When my friends start saying some things like, man, you really need to rotate your wheels, I still will wait 2 or 3 more times and do it. It doesn't take long. Don't know why I don't do it more often. It really does extend the life of the wheels. All right, I hope this helped you out. I really appreciate you watching. and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace! All right, one more thing. I want to give a special thanks to my 2 assistants on this video. They helped me out setting up the camera, and they were really supportive and patient. And they helped me do some cuts to different scenes and things like that. So I want to help my 2 little sons. I want to thank my 2 sons for helping me out on today's video. Ready, guys? Peace! We're out!
We're out!
All right, we got it, guys.
Yeah.